plugged in. It decided it did not want to go any further at that moment. So I'm not going to rush this reading, but I do want to finish it before I get low on battery too much again. So what's interesting, I think it's very relevant to a lot of what's going on, like the, messy situations, lack of resources, and like emotions that are not spoken can really drain your energy. And also, it feels like there is likely a situation, a karmic situation of somebody who's been an energetic vampire and may have even caused somebody who's not typically to then drain other people's energies. And that could be, that bare bush, that family situation that's coming in. I'm seeing another seven. Um, and that could be something that's coming to an end. Now, I separated the cards a little bit, so those are ones we've already gone through. And let's look at the Rider 3 we have. So these are the two main cards that came up. So we have the Three of Cups in reverse and the Two of Cups in reverse. Now, I don't always read the Three of Cups as a third party situation, but I am seeing it in this situation, and I'm feeling like it's very much um, it was like a partnership, an emotional partnership of some kind that did not go well. And also, it's not lost on me that so if you put if you put the Three of Cups and the Two of Cups together, you have, and it's right here on the bottom now, Five of Cups in reverse. Like it'd be Five of Cups upright if those Two of Cups was upright, but it's like this, and this is the card. It's actually, this isn't the underlying card. I pulled the underlying, the heart of the matter, and the hot topic card so I could just read them in there, but this is the card that ended up underneath the underall card. And so there are no accidents really. There even not even coincidences. Oh, now we're frozen. Oh boy. If you can still hear me, I will get this corrected in just a second. All right, there we go, and we're back. Almost. you know, I it's funny because it feels like there's a fair amount of interference. And I'm hearing the woodpecker now out on the pole. He's actually pecking on some metal, so it's like extra loud. And it really there's energies that do not want me to get this reading out and do not want me to speak this stuff. And so that really feels like, especially with all the kind of spying energy going on, and this energy of like an unpeaceful, messy situation. And we've got two cards here that really suggest the end of an emotional situation, like kind of that through turmoil, a blessing will be revealed. I don't have that card in any of my decks, I don't think, but like it feels like that energy. It feels like somebody does not want that to be known. It could be the person making good moves doesn't want that to be known, but it feels much more like somebody is very toxically trying to hold on to a situation, and not even because they want it per se, like just to hold on to it, just to delay it, just so that, like, if you're in a twin flame connection, it could be a karmic that just simply, like, they don't want your DM or DF, they just don't want you to have them back, or something like that. I don't know for sure, but with that woodpecker there's definitely a listen type energy there, and it may be that you might start hearing things about it soon. Now, what I'm getting from the rest of these cards and this here, this is more delayed communication. This is that unsent messages thing, and it's loving communication, it's cooperative communication, and it's not able to happen right now because of a messy third party situation. Now, typically when this card is upright, it's a card of joy. But when it's in reverse, it's like no friendship, no agreement, no consensus. It's just messy. It's a party that's gone on far too long. People have worn out their welcome, and now it's affecting other relationships and things like that. There's just like too many cooks in the kitchen thing, and it's creating kind of an emotional constipation. And because the Five of Cups itself is a small tower moment, but we're seeing it in two cards, I'm seeing this as kind of a bigger tower moment that's been kind of waiting to happen. Now, in the cards that we had, so the underall, the shadow card is this Nine of Pentacles, which is a theme for me personally, so it might be for some of you. And this is this energy of like fertility and independence and like embracing your power. It fits in with some of the underlying cards that are talking about that. It's also that nurturing energy. It's sincere. It's like it's learning delayed gratification so that you can have your garden. You can tame that falcon. You can have that energy. You just it's blessings and abundance, but it's also single feminine energy, and that does like if you are feminine, it's likely that you either are single or you're stepping into single energy or just independence, but it's also um it could be a masculine energy who is now receptive to they're in receptive mode to being single, and so like feminine energy is receptive energy. So rather than like it's not like they oh no, are we frozen again? Mhm. We're having fun with this. Um like I said, this that doesn't want to go out. The next one I'm gonna wait till I'm nice and charged up. It feels like there's been a messy third party situation that has already been over, but it's toxic, so it's holding on. It's a karmic. It's it's about being willing to choose this, and so it's like for those masculines or feminines that like it feels like either you or someone you know has been ready to be single. And so it's not that they have to create this energy. It's actually that they've been resisting against this energy. And so all they have to do is allow themselves to be single. It's like all the signs and everything has been pointing towards that energy. All they have to do is release, or all you have to do, maybe, like maybe maybe that's that wake up call. This could be some energy of what happened already. Maybe you released a third party situationship with somebody that you loved. It could be just a soulmate or a twin flame or anything. I mean, it could be a family member, but you released a situation and that created a wake up call, and now they're releasing that so that they can be independent. They can have some agency in their life. And now the heart of the matter card was the Knight of Wands. This person could have recently been very reactive. It could have been that maybe you had some sort of argument, and that set things off. That set you to pull yourself out of a third party situation. It's setting them to do the same, and now you're an independent, like receptive energy, and like that's their shadow work to do now to get into that. And also for you, like if you've not really fully embraced that independent self worth energy, that high caliber energy, it could be that that's what you're working on right now. And it's like it's a lot of like resisting the impulse, the impulsiveness, instant gratification to do the thing right now. And that's in your heart, and it's also in this other person's heart. Like they're really feeling a sense of urgency, like they're running out of time. Now this is the hot topic card, and so Six of Pentacles in reverse, it's like too much giving. Like in upright, I kind of think of it as a Robin Hood card in some degrees. It's like taking from the rich to give to the poor. But in this situation, it's very codependent, and it's like you're just robbing everybody like indiscriminately. It's okay, Elizabeth. I've been having troubles keeping the video live, so I might cut in and out. um, in any case, like this is very much like take. It comes back to that bare bush energy, to where there's not enough, and we want to get away from that. We want to end that situation, and this is the hot topic of it. So this is what is on the front of your mind, the front of their mind. It may be what people are talking about. It's just the situation that it's unfair, it's out of balance, it's unjust, and it's draining resources, it's making messes, it's not peaceful. But it's getting but remember though to be grateful for the contrast, because it is leading to this independent, healthy self-esteem, self-worth energy, receptivity. And I think that once that energy really comes in over the next 7 days is when you might see more of that, the unsent messages. And it may even be that somebody sends you a message that is it's much more in the energy that you have been in before you realized you had to cut off a third party situation, that you had to stop giving, positive emotional energy. And maybe now you're receiving that back. You're getting some reciprocity, and you don't know. Now that we have gone for those cards, I'm going to move some of these. And let's look at these ones. Well, first, we'll look at the Divine Circus cards because we're definitely still in a bit of a karmic circus thing going on. And then we'll look at these newer ones that I have. So we have the Divine Disguise, and this is card number 21. So a cycle is completing. That's good. And it's also three Empress energy, and then we have the Crown of the Butterfly Bambini, which is 31. And which that's 13 backwards, so a transformation, so backwards forwards, like an evolution. You might see kind of a repeat of something that you saw happen about this time last year, but it'll be a newer evolution of it, especially with the butterfly relation there. And butterflies are also related to the death card, and it's also four, which is emperor. So we have. Oh, did I say 21? Sorry, this one is card number 23. I'm still going to hold to, though. I saw it as 21. So a cycle is ending, but and a new cycle is beginning. But this is 23, which is 5, and fives have been very, very big energy lately, which is change, and it's also Hierophant, lessons learned and higher commitments, things like that. It's also fitting with the Aquarian energy, and 5 and 4 is 9. And what was it we were just looking at? 9 of Pentacles, right? So this is good. Now I'm going to pull out my book here and let's look at card number 23. I don't think I've read the Divine Disguise, but we'll see. I will say off the bat, I mean, it seems like, if it may be that you had to put on a mask in order to like stop talking to somebody. Let's pull this one out. It may be that you had to put on a mask in order to not talk to somebody, or to make a serious move to get yourself out of a third party, especially if you've had some troubles with codependence or anything like that. Like that can be difficult, especially if you still got all those feelings in there and there's no closure or resolution, and you don't know where it's going to go. So it's kind of, to me, like Divine Disguise seems like a leap of faith kind of card. And it also, I mean, there's a lot of peacock feathers and stuff. It seems also like, you're putting on, you're kind of doing the half smile thing, and somebody else maybe also to get yourself out of a funk. But it's also to me like Divine Disguise seems like a divine timing sort of thing. Like it's about like, well, just recognizing that not everything is as it seems, and that's kind of a common theme in the Divine Circus cards, and so to me it's really fitting when we're going through any sort of like karmic carnival sort of energy. So card number 23, Divine Disguise. Some blessings are obvious. The door that opens, the person who says yes, and the instant success of an idea. But not all blessings are instantly recognizable. Some blessings are so veiled that at first you might consider them to be an unwanted development. A concealed blessing is either already at work in your life or on its way. Don't worry if you feel like things aren't working out as they should. Soon enough, the disguise will be dropped, and the blessed unmasked in all its beauty. So I mean, even just right there from that little opening line, like, it kind of reminds me of the Death Shall Not Take Him card. That energy is in there. And with all the other cards that we have going on here, like, if you were just in, like, say, a fight with somebody, because the Two of Cups can be a fight, so can the Three of Cups. It could be that if things were not working in a way that you thought that they were, either you weren't seeing that they were working, um, or because of the argument that you had, they are now working. I just saw 15 on the clock, and we have card 15 out here too. So that says, blessings are the mysterious workings of the universe. They they are here to help us along our unique life path, to live our truths and fulfill our potential. And standing in your truth is a big pattern right now too. The universe has the knack of knowing just what it is that we need, even sometimes we, knowing just what we need, even when sometimes we might think we need something altogether different. This is how it can be something. This is how it can be that something we resist and reject in our lives can become the very thing we are most grateful for later on. We realize it has been a blessing masked, something actually helping us, even though it might have come in the form of a challenge or struggle before we eventually gained great benefit from it. And I know in my personal situation, it's not even so much that I wore a mask, it's more that I revealed some feelings that typically just it wouldn't feel necessary, but it felt like it would help somebody, and like I know that they will feel grateful for it later, but they probably don't feel very grateful for it right now. Um, anyways, the Oracle of Divine Disguise brings you a positive message and prediction for your future. It brings you the promise of peace of mind and a realization that the universe does really know what it's doing. It's in your corner, on your side, cheering you on and helping you avoid unnecessary pitfalls, even if you don't know they exist. The oracle indicates that the real beauty of the situation isn't obvious to you yet. It could be a delay or change in plans that turns out to be in your favor, even if at the same time you aren't sure it signals failure. It could be the wrong person saying no so the right person can say yes. It could be being blocked from turning back to your past, so you must continue forward. Into the magic of your future. Whatever your hidden blessing, the Oracle of Divine Disguise tells you that you are soon going to realize just how loved and helped you are in all areas of your life. When the oracle appears, you are being told specifically that you don't need to worry. Even that which appears to be most troublesome is going to reveal itself to be working out in your favor, which is, that's really good news, right? And let's see. I'm going to read the healing trick. It says, say the following out loud. The universe, in all its grace, removes the mask and reveals its face, shining down with love for me, helping me become all that I can be. And you can kind of say that as a mantra to yourself a couple of times or say it when you need to say it. The affirmation for this card is, whatever appears to be, the truth revealed is always love helping me. I like that. That's a nice card. Okay, and then 31. Move this over here. I love this very feminine energy too. And I'm kind of getting the sense too that for some of you it may be that there's been either you or someone you're thinking about has been dealing with like dual feminine energies, and maybe they've been confused um, like they've likely been wearing a mask, but they've likely also been around somebody that's been wearing masks and then confusing who is wearing masks and who isn't. And then, I mean, when we go through like karmic carnival moments, like the good guys can seem like the bad guys seem like the good guys, and all sorts of stuff like that. So, don't get down on anybody that, may have genuinely thought that they were around helping people when they weren't, or even like, I mean, don't let yourself be treated poorly. Don't let yourself be dragged into or stuck in third party situations, but also recognize that we're all in different areas of our healing cycles. And sometimes, yes, your friends can think, you can think that your friends are foes and your foes are friends and things like that. And then, there's frenemies and all sorts of other situations in there. So you just don't know, give yourself grace and give others grace. So, card number 31, Crown of the Butterfly Bambini. Just as nature imbues the butterfly with an innate ability for radical transformation, so too do you have the natural instincts within, guiding you to grow in dramatic, utterly life changing ways. Progress is your perfection, growth is your attainment. Do you shun what you have been or mistakes you have made, or instead do you wear your ability for transformation as a sacred crown of power? And that fits in with some of the underlying cards of the embrace your power. And also, it does kind of fit into me like those, Three of Cups reversed and Two of Cups reversed definitely seems kind of drama related, and theatrics, and as does in the carrot cards that we had, the the litter mates in reverse sort of thing. Like some sort of drama is probably playing itself out. You may not see it, like especially if you're working on embracing yourself and that Nine of Pentacles energy, and you're doing your own thing. You might not attract that drama into your vibration, especially if you did cut off that situation, and that's what could have created the wake up call and somebody coming in with a sincere request from you. Now it says, transformation is an ability, an art, a sacred power. It requires an ability to go through the death of the old self to be reborn again. The death might be an identity, a lifestyle, or a career, or an inner sense of self that no longer seems enough to truly reflect who you are becoming. It requires both strength and flexibility to be like bamboo, to bend without breaking. You have to be so strong in your sense of your essence that even as the form of your life, your body, your mind, your very soul goes through change, you recognize that underneath it all, there is a kernel of essential, eternal you that is always the same. It's funny, I was just writing something very similar to that earlier. That is your spiritual anchor within. A feeling of peaceful consistency, even whilst the rigors of life work their magic upon you, causing you to change and grow in other ways. The flexibility you possess will indicate the extent to which transformation is possible. I just saw on the clock 21:21, so that's three times we've seen that. So it's both reflection and old cycles ending, new cycles beginning, and that makes sense with this card too. Are you willing to let go of what you have known, who you have been, without judging it, except to understand that you are outgrowing your past and becoming your future in this very moment? This takes great courage, while its flexibility of mind allows you to believe there are other possibilities in this life beyond what you have already experienced. And courage and cowardice are very big themes in this reading. The strength gives you enough courage to bear the loss of the known and the terror of the unknown, perhaps even turning that terror into excitement for what may be. And that definitely feels relevant, especially if you or the person you're thinking about has been scared of change, especially in allowing like a receptive, independent energy. Crown of the Butterfly Bambini speaks of the spiritual ability in you to transform. This is not small change. It is life-altering transformation, where you pass through a door and cannot go back. It is challenging. It is challenging, it is thrilling. It promises so much happiness, but there will be loss to grieve also. If you are in transition through a transformational process, you will know how painful it can be at times. Which very much, like if you cut off a situation, one that you had very high hopes for and stuff, like I mean, you even with these cards showing that it's likely working out in your favor, you still have to go through those moments of grief, and do it because it'll be better on the other side of that. Um, oh, that's so funny. I'm glad I'm touching upon it, Elizabeth. It's nice when readings resonate like that. This oracle brings you confirmation that this shall not be a failed initiation for you, but a true rebirth. You have what it takes. You can make this crazy, improbable leap into a completely new consciousness. You are meant to do so. It might seem ridiculous, just like the improbable miracle of the caterpillar becoming a butterfly, but it is part of your destiny. This radical change of which you dream or which you feel swept up in without knowing what it is that is pulling you forward is meant to be. Believe in your own ability to transform and trust what is happening. And I could definitely say, like, it's my energy and a collective energy. Like, there's this thing that's pulling, and we don't exactly know all the pieces. You really have to embrace that it's okay not to know and just to take leaps of faith, and just know that it will work out, whatever it is. And if the thing that you think that you want doesn't actually work out, then that simply means you're freeing yourself of that and new things will work out. So just, have faith. It says, don't dream small dreams, for you are capable of far more dramatic and colorful creations. You have within you the ability to become a creature so wildly beautiful and free that you probably cannot even envision what that will look like and feel like at this time. All you can do is trust in the magnificence of what you are becoming, the expression of the transformational intelligence and power within you. And that does remind me of a song that's been coming up as a theme too. That song, I think it's Louis Capaldi. Maybe it's that. I don't know. It's the power over me. And I'm also feeling too that, for those of you that like have not pursued your dreams because people said that they were too big or too small, or you got to focus on me, or you got to take care of your family, or whatever things, or you can't have toys, you got to do the adult thing and all that stuff. Like, stop listening to them. Like, it's not that you should not take care of your responsibilities, but follow your heart. That's how people become successful. That's how you find happiness. Don't listen to naysayers. And if anyone says that they don't have faith in you to do something, prove them wrong and do it. You know? Like, don't run from a challenge like that. If somebody says they don't have faith in you to complete something, show them that you can do it. Show yourself. Now let's see. The affirmation for this one is, it is safe for me to embrace who I am becoming, a creature so beautiful, wild, and free. I love that. Okay, so that was our Divine Circus. Now, this is a deck I have not played with yet. I've seen some other readers use them. I've had it for a little bit, but I have not used it yet. And I'm going to pull out, if I can remember where I put it. I had the book. That's really kind of funny. Oh, there it is. So we've got, I like to start intuitively. So we got card 15 and 14. 14 has been a big theme number lately, as has 5. And so we've got, 15 would be the devil card, and 14 would be temperance. And we already had some of that show up earlier, and it's also 6 and 5, which is lovers and the Hierophant. So, a head and heart connection, and higher lessons, higher relationships, divine things like that. And also, karma. Karma and karma isn't always bad. Karma can be good too, and especially I love that this card, 15, which is the devil card in Rider 3, is a card of appreciation. And a lot of times we can get stuck in toxic devil-like situations because we don't appreciate what we have. And also, my DM and I, when we were in couples counseling or marriage counseling, whatever you want to call it, one of the things that we kind of like came together and decided with a counselor was that love is a deep appreciation. And I know that my masculine in particular has been going through some very hard lessons, being with people who do not appreciate him. And for a long time, that's part of what kept me bound up in third party situations, was because, I don't mind the mess in here, was because I wanted to be that source of appreciation towards him, and I wanted him to appreciate me. And that's part of why I called for the separation too, because he was not appreciating me, and I wanted to be in an energy of appreciation. And also, this card very much reminds me of this. Doesn't it look familiar? She's holding a flower in the appreciation card, but I mean, there's not a whole lot of difference, right? So it's very Nine of Pentacles energy going on there. And let's take a little bit of a closer look here too. So kind of looking at her face a little bit. She's kind of got this, I don't know if you can see on the camera. It's kind of like I dare you sort of look, like almost Queen of Swords ish, like come correct. That's kind of the, come correct or I'll cut out your tongue. And then those flowers, I'm not really sure what kind of flowers those are, but she's got kind of blackberry bushes around her. And the pink energy is definitely like crown chakra energy. There's a lot of green, a lot of heart energy, a little bit of sacral chakra. We can see there's kind of a focus. Just is she's in her power. So there's the solar plexus, and there's the sacral chakra energy going on there. So there's a bit of like sexual energy, a bit of like that mother root energy, and she looks prepared. She looks, but she also kind of. Um, I see a dualistic energy. This could be somebody who is actually quite strong, but comes across as a damsel in distress to kind of try to like use negative devil energy. But it could also be somebody who is, they're not afraid to show their emotions, but they typically don't so much. Definitely a Capricornish sort of energy might be you or them. And then the other card that we have, 14, caring connections. And, and it fits very much with some of the other cards that we have on. I mean, really feels the next 7 days are quite a focus on relationship type stuff, and some sort of a caring connection in there. And lots of flowers. Even the peace card was connected with flowers. Now let's see. We'll do 15 first since it was the card that came out first. All right. Appreciation. Choosing gratitude, right? And definitely that's something that I believe I talked about in the Pisces season reading. Choose gratitude. That will bring you into that Nine of Pentacles energy no matter what. And then that's what gets you into the good drama and out of the bad drama. So upright, the card shows a woman holding a single rose. Oh, it's funny, it's a rose. She enjoys the scent and beauty of the single blossom. Yet, it's funny, I think it's like a primrose because it doesn't look like a regular rose. Anyways, she enjoys the scent and beauty of the single blossom. Yet around and behind her are bramble bushes. See, I knew that those were bramble bushes. I just saw 30-30 on the clock. Let's see. Oh, she could be focusing on these, worried that she might get caught up in their prickly branches of difficulty. But instead, she's pausing. Remember what I just said earlier about pause? But she's pausing to experience the blessings of this single flower. The sun is breaking through the clouds, shining on her choice and on the tiny buds waiting to open up. Remember the nurturing card? Yep. And also unsent messages, buds waiting to open up, right? This upright card is telling you that you have much to be grateful for, and like the flowering bush behind the woman on the card, there is more to come that you can't yet see. Congratulate yourself for every moment that you choose appreciation. This decision shifts your consciousness from lack to value, and it's guaranteed to bring more worth and richness to life to you. And that's funny because what did we have? The bare bush in there, right? And what do we talk about? Like, looking for situations of gratitude, and taming the impulse. Yeah, you could stare at those bramble bushes and go, "Ee, like I might get stuck by those bramble bushes," or "Man, these weeds are everywhere. What do I do about it?" But don't go toward focus on thoughts that feel good. Focus on gratitude and appreciation, and that really is such a common collective karmic lesson that it doesn't surprise me that it's the 15th card, right? Um, Now, card number 14, caring connection, friendship, partnership of two, and possible love. And before I read this, I want to put these two cards right here because they're very much relevant to that. Because in upright, this is positive, loving, caring connections and friendships, right? And so we had, it's nice. That's part of why I like doing multiple decks, because you can really see the synchronicities line up, and it really gives you a theme of what you're looking at. Now it says caring connections, friendship, partnership of two, possible love. This card shows a couple in a tender embrace, with the woman holding the blossoms of new love. Like the community card, this reveals a caring connection, but usually between two people only. This card upright signals the beginning or deepening of a kindred. This card signals the beginning or deepening of a kindred spirit friendship or even the appearance of new love. It can also signal a formal business partnership. When this card appears, be on the lookout for new connections presenting themselves. The relationships you already share may become more intimate, purposeful, or present at this time. And there's a card in here too that talked about purpose. So purpose is definitely a theme for the next 7 days. Notice the opportunities to forge newer, deeper bonds. There may be a tender karmic connection at hand, which could be there too. Like even if some of you are like, if you feel like you're twin flames, or you have like, who your upright two of cups is and your caring connection, it may be that there's a karmic connection that you need to go through to learn some things. But it also, I think, more strongly what I'm feeling like, especially with this energy on the bottom, is it's like single is good right now. And it's much more likely that somebody's coming out of a karmic connection where they have learned to really appreciate you a lot, especially if if this is somebody has unsent messages. I know some people, or somebody who's been you know kind of imitating, copying you in positive ways, or anybody who's been imitating you in bad ways. And if you did something that really took a lot of bravery, because there's a lot of cards in here underlying and on top that talk about courage, and if you did something that took a lot of courage from you, you likely created a wake-up call, and that's creating this energy that somebody's going to ask something of you with sincerity. And it really makes sense to have the caring connection and appreciation in there, right? And also, I did want to say too, one of the underlying issue, or one of the underlying, well, it's weird because with the homophone cards there's both sides, so I typically look at them, but this was the one that ended up on the one of the bottom sides when I drew the cards. And I really get the sense, especially when I think about what I remember that I put into the Pisces season reading, that there might be an airing of dirty laundry. You might get caught up in some of that, though I have a feeling that if you've already All right, sorry about that. This is going to be a quick end to this. I'm seeing 3-3 on there. So what I was saying though, you might be caught in a little bit of the crosshair of the drama, especially if this is like a long-term thing with somebody. But I have a sense, if you stay in appreciation energy. Think about the positive stuff. Be patient. Don't be above learning your own lessons, and just be gratitude. Be great. Be gratitude. Right? No, that's a good way to put it. Be gratitude. Also, last but not least, the Nine of Pentacles can often be about learning to allow fruit to ripen. So it might be a good situation to just work on nurturing yourself, and being in receptive feminine energy. You don't need to take so much action, which makes sense with that. Like, you're good. Allow things to unfold as they are, like the ever unfolding rose, right? All right, y'all. Thanks for sticking through with this. I don't know who exactly does not want this message to get out, but it's out there. I will rename the videos so that they are matching part one and part two, and I'm going to let my phone charge up real good, and then I'll try to do the individual signs. Until then, thank you so much for your likes, shares, comments. I love all you coming into the live and everything, and I'll see you in the next video.